What's the time to come back home? Sorry, I was studying in a library. Studying or you were roaming with your boyfriend and having fun. So what? Are you seeing how this girl is talking to me? Wine, what's this way to talk to your mom? She's not my mom. Yeah, sure, she's not, cause you monster eat that woman who was your mom. Wine's angry face expression dropped and she just walked inside her bedroom. Wine, come out. We are not done yet. She locked door and topped herself on bed and closed her eyes and her tears started falling. Sorry, Mom. Forgive me. She opened her eyes and her gaze went on nightstand where a small photo frame was placed. It was her mom's. She extended her hand and took that frame and smiled through tears. I wish I could die that day on place of you. She again closed her eyes and hugged that frame. Mom, I'm tired by listening Dad's tantrum. I'm tired by getting blamed for all those loss which happened in Dad's life. How long I have to live like this? When I'll get my peace, Mom? I want to sleep in peace without burden of anything on my chest. She sobbed and curled up in ball and fall asleep like that. Good morning, Nuna. Wine smiled at the little figure. Good morning, Yuno. Will you have breakfast with us today? Wine took a glance of Mrs. Joy, who was cooking in the kitchen, and then shook her head. No, I'm getting late for college, Yuno bowed. Okay. Come home early. Your dad have to talk to you about something. Wine didn't say anything and just went out of house. Did you find any good place? Wine finding a good place in less price is very tough. I'm saying you to move in with us. You are living with your boyfriend and you think I'll move with you. Sarah just sighed. Help me in finding a good place, please. I want to move out of my dad's house as soon as possible. Sarah nodded her head. Okay, I'll try. Mr. Kim called you. Wine bit her lips after hearing that and nodded her head. You called me, sir? You got very less mark again in this test. Why are you not focusing on your studies? One looked down and gulped. When this is your last year of college, at least now you should focus on studies. I'm sorry, sir. You know, this time I said easy paper. Everyone got good marks except you. You didn't even score passing mark. One lowered her head. If things will go like this, then I have to complain to your parents about it. You know, I have principal's pressure. He wants our student to score good marks. One remained silent. You can leave now. They must be sleeping. I should go now. She checked time and it was past 12. She took her stuff and headed towards her house. She expected everyone to be asleep at this hour, but did you check the time? One sign stopped on her track. Is this the time when you should return home? She remained silent. Come here, we need to talk. I had extra classes, I'm tired. And I'm running my company, but still I'm awake and waiting for you. So come here quietly. She sighed and walked towards her dad. What you want to talk? I have arranged your marriage, so now leave this study and start preparing for your marriage. What? And from whom you ask before fixing my marriage? I do not need to ask from anyone. I'm your father and I can't take any decision for you. Glad to hear you think you are my father, but it doesn't give you right to take decision of my life. What is this way to talk, huh? You know what? I'm the most unluckiest man who has daughter like you. A burden and a curse on family. Wine bit her lips and gulped. Anyways, I have fixed your marriage and you have to marry. He walked towards his bedroom and a teardrop rolled down from her eyes. Come home early. Guests are coming to meet you. Wine didn't say anything and went out of house. Wine, we know found a place for you in your budget, but it's very far from here. You need to travel for hours every day. Wine didn't answer her and continued poking her pen in her palm. Wine, are you listening? Leave that. I don't need any place now. What happened? Is everything okay? My father fixed my marriage. Do you want to get married? What about your studies? Doesn't matter what I want. I'll be back from washroom. She got up and walked out of classroom and Sarah said, I'm feeling she's not okay. This is my daughter Wine. She's very beautiful. Wine looked at the person who spoke and saw him checking her out seamlessly, which made her uncomfortable. I told you already, you're gonna love our Wine. Wine, this is Ben, your fiance. She looked at the man and sigh left her mouth. He was in his late 50s. She took a glance of her father and then lowered her head. You hate me this much, Dad? I want this wedding to happen as soon as possible. Okay then, let's keep wedding next week. Perfect. He looked at Wine, whose gaze was stuck on floor. I have everything which you will need to have a luxurious life. So leave your studies. You don't need to study more. He stand up and walked out of house. Dad, why did you fix my marriage with him? There is many reasons. First, we will get rid of your bad effects. Second, Ben is going to help me in increasing my business, which I lost because of you. She lifted her head and looked at her dad's eyes, and a teardrop rolled down from her eyes, which she didn't try to hide this time. You hate me this much, Dad. You are the biggest mistake of my life, which snatched everything from me. That was very hurtful word, but Wine didn't felt any pain. Maybe she got numb. Now. What happened? How was your fiancé? Is he handsome? Wine looked at her and gave her a tight-lipped smile. I'll give back these notes to Mr. Kim. Sarah nodded her head and Wine went out of classroom. Good morning, sir. Morning. Thank you for these notes. Did you understand topics? Yes, sure. Thank you. He nodded his head and she extended her hand to put notes on his desk in front of him, but her hand bumped with coffee mug which was placed there and it fell on the file which was in front of TAEHYUNG. Her hand went on her mouth in shock and she gulped and started shaking her head. I'm sorry, I didn't did that intentionally. I'm sorry. Hey, it's so... I'm sorry. She started panicking and then frowned. Hey, it's just a question. I didn't ruin your file intentionally. I'm sorry. Her hand was clenched in fist and her body was shaking. He got confused. Wine. He grabbed her hand and she flinched so hard. I didn't did that. It's okay. She didn't seem fine, so he got up and held her hand in a comforting way. It's okay, that was just a copy of questions. Don't panic. She gulped and didn't say anything and he patted her back. What happened? Are you disturbed? Why you start panicking like that for small thing? She gulped and stepped back from him. I'm sorry. She immediately went out of his cabin and he frowned. There is something wrong with her. Did you submit your leaving letter? Wine didn't answer him and went inside her bedroom, and her dad clenched his teeth. Leave her, don't get angry because of her. Now she is going to leave us. Wine locked door and dropped herself on her bed and looked at her mom's photo. I hate you, Mom. I hate you. My life is like this because of you. If I was the reason of all destruction, then you should have killed me instead of killing yourself. Why you left me, Mom? I'm alone. Her tears again rolled down and she closed her eyes. She was trying to get peace by blaming her mom for her miserable life, but seems like peace is not in her destiny. Her tears continued falling, and soon sobs started echoing in her bedroom. She sat on bed and grabbed her mom's photo and started crying silently. Mom, why you left me alone? You know, I'm so pathetic. I always try to escape from this miserable life, but I always end up in this shit. She again sobbed and wiped her tears. She took her diary and started writing something when her phone rang. She checked caller ID and frowned. Professor Kim, why he's calling me this time? She cleared her throat and answered the call. Yes, sir. You okay now? There was a silence for a moment, and her tears again slipped from her eyes, which she quickly wiped. I'm sorry for my early behavior. My mind was somewhere else, and I accidentally hit coffee mug, and when I saw coffee fall on your file, I got so much scared. I told you that was just a question copy. Wayne didn't say anything. Okay, take care of yourself. And he hung up the call and she said, This is the first time when someone didn't blame me for loss. She chuckled bitterly and again started writing something in her diary. That's it for today, and solve all the questions. Okay, sure. And if you have any doubts, then come here. He rolled his eyes in classroom and his gaze stopped on Wine, who was poking her pen in notebook. Wine, did you understand the topic? She gulped and got up from her seat. Did you understand? She didn't say anything and looked down at TAEHYUNG sighed. Where is your attention, girl? I'm here worried for your studies and you don't have any concern about your studies. She remained silent and TAEHYUNG clenched his teeth. Will you speak anything, or did you left your tongue at home? Some laugh echoed in classroom and he banged his hand on table. Did I crack any joke? Every student shut their mouth and gulped. TAEHYUNG was looking very angry. He always tried his best to tease his student nicely, and when someone shows carelessness in studies, he gets very angry. Come in my cabin. I need to talk to your parents now. He took his stuff and went out of classroom, and San dropped herself on her seat and put her head on desk. Parents. Why? Where were you lost? Nothing. I need to meet principal. I'll be back. She grabbed her stuff and went out of classroom. Why you want to drop college? Just in few months your finals are. Then why are you leaving it in last? Sir, I have some personal reason. I can't continue my studies anymore. Principal sighed and nodded his head. Okay, he signed on her letter. Go to Mr. Jong. She took back letter from principal and bowed. Thank you, sir. She was in hallway and her gaze went on TAEHYUNG's cabin. She signed out to meet him for the last time and listen all his complaints. May I come in, sir? She pushed door slightly and entered in his cabin, and he looked at her with his cold gaze. Here is the question, and solve it right now. Sir, I have some work, and you can't go out of here without solving it. He put a question paper in front of her and she sighed. It's lunchtime. Solve this question here. She took question paper and sat on a chair and started solving question, but that was difficult for her. What happened? You don't know answer. She gulped. When are you even a little bit serious for your studies? Those questions are easiest, but still you are not able to solve them. Then what will you do in your main exam? She remained silent and he sighed. Call your parents here tomorrow, and now you may leave. She took her bag and immediately went out of his cabin. Her bag zip was opened, so one notebook fell from her bag, which she didn't notice and went out. TAEHYUNG saw her notebook on floor and he went to take that. Where is that girl's mind? She didn't even realize her notebook fell from her bag. He shook his head and kept her notebook on his table, but something fell from it. He bent down and lifted that thing, and it was a photo. Is it her mom's picture? She is similar to her mom. He turned her notebook's page and keep that picture inside. He put picture in her notebook and he was about to close it, but something caught his attention. I hate you, Mom. It was written in big letter and he frowned. I hate you, Mom. Why did she write this in her notebook? He got curious and he wanted to read further, but touching others' things without permission is wrong, so he closed her notebook and left a deep sigh. Something is definitely wrong with her. He left a deep sigh and his eyes again went on her notebook. Nuna, hi Uno, how are you? Good. Yeah, this is for you. She gave a chocolate to Uno and he smiled. Thank you, Nuna. She smiled slightly and ruffled his hair. Enjoy. And she went inside her bedroom and closed the door. I'm feeling so light today. She laid on bed and spread her arm on bed and smiled cheekily and looked towards her mom's picture. I'm coming to you, Mom. Then wore his spectacles and leaned his head on headboard and took one's notebook and turned its first page. He tried very hard to not read what she had written in her notebook, but his curiosity forced him to read it. He turned notebook's cover and found a picture stick on first page. It was same woman's picture which falls from her notebook early, and in that picture she was carrying a little girl. Is it one? She was very cute. He chuckled and turned another page and started reading. I hope I could escape from this hell soon. What does it mean? It's a diary. He started reading further and his hand went on his mouth in shock. Dad lost a deal and blamed me for it. I shouldn't have confronted him when he was going for office. He was very angry today again. I really don't know what I'll do with myself. Why I'm a curse? Why I always create problems? Mom, why did you kid yourself? You should have killed me. When I was the reason of every problem, then I should have died. Mom, I want to come to you. I want to live this life. Dad arranged me with a man. He's in his 50s. I asked Dad why did he fix my marriage with that man, and Dad said he will get free from my bad effects. Good morning, world. This is the last day of my life. Hope at least I live this day in peace. Taehyung's eyes widened and he immediately called wine. Damn it, answer the call. The person you're calling is not answering. He tried again and again, but no one answered. He rubbed his head in frustration and called someone else. Hello, Mr. Jong. Send me Wine's address. I'll tell you later. It's urgent. Send me her address fast. He took his car key and ran out of his bedroom. He pressed doorbell multiple times and in few minutes a man opened door. Yes, where is Wine? Who are you? I'm her professor. Now tell me where the hell is she? She's sleeping in her room. Then pushed him aside and entered in house. What's her room? But why? What you need this hour? Her life is in danger. What? Her life is in danger. Nonsense. She puts others' life in danger. Not her life can be in danger. Then he looked at her dad and now he got know what she must have go through in her life. What's her room? Tell me now or else I'll call cops. He raised his voice and her dad sighed and pointed towards a room. Then immediately ran to that room and started banging his hand on door. Wine opened the door. But there was no response from other side. He took a deep breath and started pushing door with so much force to break that door. and after a lot of try, finally door got open. He went inside and looked around, but Wine was nowhere. Wine, where are you? His gaze went on washroom's door, which was opened. You go, check if she is inside, he said to Mrs. Choi, who was standing quietly. Didn't you heard? Mrs. Choi gulped and went inside washroom, and she screamed loudly. What happened? He too ran inside washroom and his eyes widened. What happened? He walked inside and his breath heated. Wine. Her unconscious body was inside bathtub, while tub's water was red and her hand was hanging on tub's edge and blood drop was dropping from her wrist. How is she? She lost a lot of blood. We can't say anything about her health right now. Doctor walked away, then sighed and looked inside room where Wine was laying. He took a deep breath and turned around. Get ready to face consequence, Mr. Choi. Let her gain consciousness, then see what I'll do with you. Wine Dad gulped and looked away. After many hours, Wine opened her eyes and found herself in an unknown room. Where I am. She tried to get up but failed and a groan left her mouth. And Tang's eyes opened after hearing her groan. He was in her room and he was resting on couch. Wine, you okay? He immediately walked to her and cuffed her face. Where I am? In hospital. She gulped. Are you feeling weakness or pain? Who brought me here? Dad. I did. She didn't say anything and he left a sigh. I'll call doctor. This is your room. Sarah helped Wine in getting settled. Okay, sir. Taehyung went out of room and Wine sighed. How he reached to me? I don't know, but thank God he reached to you before it could be so late. Wine. She cupped her cheek. I told you, I'm here for you. Then why did you take such a step? I'm tired, Sarah. I'm tired by listening all tantrums. You know, if anything bad happens in my house, I get blamed for that. I was in my mom's womb when my grandma died. My grandpa died after my birth's 1 month. My parents started fighting over small things and my dad started going in loss. And one by one, he started losing his business. He blamed me. He blamed everything on me and started saying so many harassful words to my mom. My mom was tired of all those fights and she ended her life without thinking anything, without thinking about me, and I got blamed for that too. I'm a monster who ate everyone. This is what my dad say, and I don't even remember how many things he has told me, and I'm tired of all those things. I can't get more blame for all bad things now. That's why I wanted to end this shit. But see my luck, I couldn't even die. She sat on bed and put her forehead on her palm. Sarah sighed and sat beside her and pulled her in hug. It's okay. Don't think about those things now. Let's start a new life. Wine didn't say anything and Sarah patted her back. Tim was coming with water for Wine when he listened her saying something about her life. He stayed on door and listened everything. He pushed his hair back and sighed loudly and walked away. How is she? She slept. Thank you, sir, for saving her. You are knowing about her. Not much. I was just knowing she is not happy and she wanted to move out of her house as soon as possible. Then nodded his head. I'll take her with me once she will get well. Let her decide what she wants, and you can go now. Sarah bowed and went out of his house, and he went to Wine's room. He sat on a chair and stared at her for some time, and then his gaze went on her wrist, which has bandage. He took a deep breath and held that hand carefully and placed on her stomach in comfortable way and covered her with duvet perfectly. He kissed her hair and smiled slightly. Sleep peacefully. And he went out of her room and she opened her eyes. She sighed and looked at her wrist, which has bandage. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Mine didn't say anything and clutched her shirt in her face. Let's have breakfast. Sir, thank you, but you don't have to do anything for me now. I'll take care of myself. We will talk about that later. First, let's eat. He pulled a chair for her and made her sit on it. Comfortable? She nodded her head slightly and he served her and sat on one of chair. Are you feeling better now? Yeah, I talked to principal. You can join college from next month. She didn't say anything and bite her lips. What happened? Why are you not eating? Are you feeling pain in your hand? Wait, I'll feed you. No need of that, sir. I'll manage. Let me help. He sat on a chair beside her and took a spoon from her hand and took a spoon rice near her mouth and she stared at him. Here, eat this. Why are you doing this much for me? Don't do it. I'm not used of care. The pain was clearly visible in her voice. You will get used of it. He smiled and tucked her hair behind her ear. I don't deserve love and care. I only cause problem for them who is close to me. So please don't try to come close to me. One day you will lose everything and I will be blamed for that. Do you think I'm a weak person? Blaming others to get a little peace is weak people's work and habit. And I'm not weak. And who told you I'll lose one day everything if I'll come close to you? He spoke while looking in her eyes deeply and she looked away. He took a deep breath and cupped her cheeks. Wine, world is beautiful. Open your eyes and try to see it. Whatever happened in your life, forget that by thinking that was a nightmare and start a new life. One looked down at her palm. Let's eat now. You have to take medicine and after that we will go out, okay? He brought food near her mouth and she took a bite and stared at him. Why are you nice to me? Why are you doing this much for me? You want to know truth? She nodded her head. I like you. Or maybe I love you so much. When I saw you unconscious in your washroom, I felt I lost most precious part of life. You can't imagine what I was feeling that moment, and when you opened your eyes, I felt I got my breath back. She blinked her eyes after listening that. I like you from a long time, and I thought I'll approach you after you get graduate. But I think it's the time to let you know there is someone who always wants to see you smiling, see you happy, see you safe. He held her hand and brought near his mouth and kissed it. Give a chance to life, and believe me, you won't regret. He spoke while looking in her eyes deeply, and her heartbeat skipped and she gulped. It's wrong. You're my professor, just for a few months. After that, I won't be your professor, and I'm not saying you to accept me and be mine, live with me as my partner. I'm saying you to give a chance to life. She again gulped and kept staring him like a lost puppy. Okay, leave that and let's have breakfast first. He again started feeding her. How is it? Good.